We just had a 3-year anniversary that I don't know if anybody was remarking. We didn't talk about it when we were on the air last Thursday on January 2nd. But it was January 2nd of 2022 in the final throes of the 2021 season where the Jets were hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in MetLife. How many people remember what happened that day about the final score? Jets fell to 4-12, by the way, leading them to turn to Aaron Rodgers to save them. We all know what happened the next year, the year after that. But the reason why I bring it up is because it was on that day Antonio Brown took off his uniform and
that was 3 years ago.
In a topless Antonio Brown ran off the field 3 years ago last Thursday.
He just left.
I'm out.
And I have no idea what it is about dynamic wide receivers considered to be one of the best in the game choosing MetLife to sort of lose it. Because after the Miami Dolphins watched Aaron Rodgers turn back the clock on their defense and Snoop Huntley trying to win a second consecutive start to keep the Dolphins' playoff hopes alive, although all they had to do was look up at the scoreboard and see Bo Nix light up the Chiefs like the proverbial can of gas, that they're really not getting the result they needed from Denver anyway. But be that as it may, Tyreek Hill took to the microphone after the game and basically quit the Miami Dolphins. Man who's known for throwing up the deuces on defenders that he is burning, didn't do a lot of that this year at all, and had this to say after losing to the Jets.
As a captain, what is the message you have to these guys in the offseason, and you won't feel this at the end of the season next week?
I don't even know, bro. You know, this is my first time I haven't been in the playoffs, man, so I mean, for me, like I said, man, I just got to do what's best for me and my family, dog. If that's here, or that's wherever the case may be, man, I'm finna open that door for myself, dog. As I'm opening the door, like I'm out, bro. You know, so it was great playing here, but you know, at the end of the day, bro, I got to do what's best for for my career and you know what's best, because I'm too much of a competitor to be. You know, just
Does that mean
just
you're
out there.
Mean you thinking about leaving here?
If it is, hey, if yeah, it gets.
Before I give my 2 cents on it, Mike McDaniel went to the podium after that had happened and was told about what Tyreek Hill had to say.
You know, I think in regard to things that are stated, I guess it would be secondhand. For me, I hadn't heard that, but just in general, emotions are high, especially after a game like that. But you know, I think you know there will be conversations that will be direct in the next you know, couple days, which is kind of the process of the end of season meetings. You know, I'm not going to put you know too much weight on secondhand post game disappointment statements, and we'll see how you know the next couple days progress with those conversations with him and I.
Only answer the coach could give. It's sort of a different version of the, I got to look at the tape before I evaluate.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, but, I mean, Tyreek Hill still blowing off steam a couple hours later with his thumbs on the old X machine, tweeted out, "Love Fin Nation, blessing y'all, open doors for the Hill family forever, nothing but respect and love." And then in terms of, you know, you think it might be unfair that I would equate him to Antonio Brown taking his shirt off, you know what I mean? Right? Just if you think that's unfair in any way, shape, or form, just take a look at Cheetah's header today. His new avatar is his head on the shirtless body of Antonio Brown in MetLife. Okay, so he and I are kind of thinking about the same thing. I literally thought this when I saw that last night. Two things. First, I'm like, what is with MetLife and receivers just sort of losing it?
What is it about MetLife?
What is it? What is it about MetLife? I mean, what is going on in East Rutherford, New Jersey?
What is it about New Jersey?
Have you been in New Jersey?
Yeah, I mean, we grew up there.
What is going on?
Do you think Tyreek last night was like doing some Photoshop? Like, all right, I got a good headshot of myself here. I think that would look good on.
I
EB's
will say this. The other thing I thought when I heard it is this has to be about money. This 100% has to be about money. I understand he didn't get a 1,000-yard season. I understand that he didn't make the playoffs the first time in his life. I get it. I totally understand it. Because last year when he had 1,700 yards, almost 1,800, 1,799, best in the league, he wound up being the first ranked player on the NFL Network top 100 list as voted by peers as the number one player in football. And they got one and done last year in Kansas City. And the two is better than Mahomes stuff is long gone. And I saw this team in Germany last year in the middle of their season, and Tyreek Hill was hunky-dory. Now, obviously, as happy as he possibly could be in a 13-touchdown, 1,799-yard season where he's eating. I get it. I understand that. But it's got to be about money. That's what I'm thinking. Did the Dolphins tell him has he asked for another contract extension? Hasn't been told. I don't know. I can't wait to get an information man or woman on this program to ask that question point blank.
He's due a lot of cash next year.
No, I know, but Justin Jefferson got the bag, and Jamar Chase is going to get the bag, and I don't know what it is because it's just like, hey, they gave the bag to Tua, who got concussed again, and now he got hit again with his hip, couldn't answer the bell. I mean, what do you want? The team, by the way, damn near got the playoffs anyway after everything that did happen. And on top of it, too, as he's trying to Jimmy Butler his way out of Miami, too, I guess. I don't know what's going on. Well, what is going on in South Florida?
What's in Miami?
What's going on in Miami? He's trying to Jimmy Butler his way out. This is a team that gave up a 1, 2, 4, and a 6 for him, and then reset the receiver market for him, an $120 million contract for him, and give a full-throated rebuke of law enforcement after the way he was treated on the way into the building in week 1 in support of him, and they lose this game with their backup on the road in New York, damn near making the playoffs, and the entire team goes home, and this is what he has to say afterwards? If I'm a teammate, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, good riddance. Let's draft somebody just as fast and see if we can build him into the next Tyreek Hill that doesn't bring this onto our front doorstep. I know how talented he is.
Just as fast, that might be a problem.
I don't know, dude.
He'll be 31 next year. He's owed $28.5 million.
So... And Mike McDaniel has easily the biggest challenge of his young coaching career. Thankfully for him and Chris Greer, the general manager, he has a patient boss. Stephen Ross already sending out a release that they're safe. They're not going anywhere. But Mike McDaniel, first order of business is to find out what is going on there and try. I don't know how you salvage it. And he's not backing down. Tyreek put a photograph of him and his face on Antonio Brown's shirtless body. And I'll just say this to Tyreek Hill, since he's been kind enough to call into the show every now and then. You don't want to start equating yourself to this guy.
No.
You don't want to start putting these 2 and 2 together for any other team that might want to acquire you. And I know Brown found multiple places, including New England for a brief bit, to take him in. That's not a path I think you want to go down. But I saw that, I thought to myself, it's got to be like, follow the money. There has to be. It's always about money. I don't know what it is.
Money makes the world go round.
And apparently, he has a lot of mouths to feed. I don't know what is happening with him.
He's on that Phillip Rivers plan.
I do not know what his situation is, other than the fact that doesn't help anything or anybody. And is not. If I was a teammate, I'm sitting here thinking, what's that about? Because we all just lost together. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.